Always. Hata kama usiki kwenda kazi, go there, uende ufanye kitu imekupeleka. A game, always. Let's come back and take a look at the local dailies now.
All right, twende magazetini watu wazungumzia nini leo, and we start off with the Daily Nation this morning. CS and 2 MPs linked to 20 billion shilling land grab. Who are these? So the images of 3 people here. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen, Kapseret MP Oscar Sudi, and Gatundu North MP Elijah Kuroria. So high stakes. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen and the other 2 gentlemen that I've mentioned have been dragged into a long-running family feud over prime land, which hosts the popular Paradise Lost Recreational Center in Runda. A court has been petitioned to order the anti-graft agency to investigate the trio on accusations of abetting the grabbing of 300 acres. Wow, that story is on page 3. Kidogo hapa tunashughulika na protest, kuna mahali inataka kupotea. The story is on page 4. Chatuone wanasema nini. So the petitioners say the Interior CS is protecting those who have invaded this land in Runda. Mr. Daniel Mwangi Mbogu and his daughter Wanjiro Mwangi have asked the High Court in Kiambu to order the EACC to investigate the CS and those 2 MPs over the alleged grabbing of 300-acre Kasarini coffee farm on which the Paradise Lost Recreational Center is situated. Wow, interesting.
Runda. Si uko chini nini? Kamakis. Runda.
Iko tu hapa Dindigwa, si mbali sana. Paradise Lost iko tu hapa.
Unajua kutapata land, hata kununua land in Runda, how hard it is.
Can you imagine 300 acres of land?
Hata kuipata tu.
Have you ever been to Paradise Lost?
Yes.
They even have a water body in there. Uko bado ndo kahawa bado inapandwa Kiambu. Watu wasema Kiambu ni shamba la mawe. You'll be shocked. A lot of greenery and coffee farms in there. Na kuna mtu sasa anaiangalia hivi anaimezea mate.
Some of you are living life.
I tell you, 300 acres just like that. Anyway, but that story about protests also makes it to the front page of the Daily Nation. And these are, allow me to say, very familiar scenes. Anti-riot police wako pale, wamevaa helmet, wamevaa anti-riot gear. Now they're dragging people on the floor, on the ground. And yesterday they arrested about 11 people in Nairobi CBD. So the regional police commander, Isa Mohamud, says, yes, they were aware that watu wamesema wataenda protest, lakini hakukuwa na notification to the police. That's what they're saying. Because the debate has always been, there's a right to picket. There's a right to protest. There's a right to express yourself. Mbona tu hata watu wakipiga tu kelele pale town hivi. Askari wanakuja wamevaa kuanzia juu mpaka chini haraka sana.
There's that right, but then there's limitations to that as well. You have to be peaceful.
Peaceful protest.
Peaceful.
Hao walifanya nini? Sijasikia wamechapa mtu.
Kama ni noise pollution. I don't know. Ni labda watuambie ni kwa nini sasa mlikuwa mnaketi hapo wakiwa arrest.
It's the same debates we were having in 2024, yes. 2025. Do we have the right to protest? Can we go to the streets and express ourselves?
Yeah.
It's the same thing we are facing for the third year in a row. Yeah. Na tulisema it's like tumeingia ile season of protests. Between now and the end of June. Mambo mengi tutajionea.
Yes, so limitations kama rights can be limited to protect national security, public safety, public order and the rights of others. So kama hakukuwa na public order or if at all kulikuwa na scare ya watu kupoteza mabiashara au kuharibika.
So now that we saw what happened last year, and remember, this use of force by police is still a subject of discussion. Wale walikuwa wameambiwa watakuwa compensated, wale waliuawa, wale waliumia, that is yet to happen. So it is still a conversation that is very much alive. Police conduct, police brutality, hizo bado zinaendelea tu. So nothing much has changed between 2024 and this year. So those are the main stories given prominence on the front page. Nikiingia huku ndani, another woman nurses acid attack injuries. Wow. Medics describe acid injuries as among the most severe because the chemical continues to destroy tissue until it is fully washed off. A woman has suffered serious injuries. 45%. She's called Mercy Awor. Yeah. Alichomwa na acid. Na sijui kwa nini watu huenda acid. Kasirika na mtu unamwagia acid. Ndio asikae vizuri vile alikuwa anakaa. Ama ilikuwa nini? Si upige tu mtu ngumi. Ama ngumi itapona. Ukifura, ukilimwa ngumi, siku mbili inapona. Ukimwagia acid, that's permanent.
Lakini we don't advocate for violence.
Hata kurusha ngumi.
Hiyo unajua unawapatia option B.
Na boxing, ndondi, na kama ni ndondi. Na kama ni ndondi.
Na ukimuua in the process of ndondi.
Ya ndondi ni mashindano ya sport.
Unamuua, alafu unaenda kamiti.
Anyway, that story about Murkomen and the other two MPs is there on the inside pages. Na hii gazeti leo iko na mambo mingi. Ile college inaitwa KIM. It faces closure. Yeah. This is Kenya Institute of Management. Yeah. The business school is staring at the biggest threat to its existence after its accreditation, was revoked. Wow. Watu wengi sana wamesomea KIM. Sasa itafungwa.
Lakini wamepetition.
Alafu unaulizwa ulienda shule gani? Ile nilienda ilifungwa.
KIM. KIM sasa hiyo hata employment inakuaje?
Wow. Which school did you go to? Can you imagine if the university you went to was closed down?
Kenyatta University cannot be closed. Technical University of Kenya cannot be closed. I went to those two schools.
You never know. Kim was also a big university.
Mimi ndo nakwambia story ni yangu.
Story ni yetu bwana. Story ni yetu. On the back page, Matter Sports, Mashemeji Derby countdown. A return leg will be played at the Nyayo National Stadium. This is Gor Mahia versus AFC Leopards. Stakes are high as big rivals prepare for crunch clash. Hiyo itakuwa siku gani hapa? Nasema AFC Leopards wako locked neck and neck this week. Wataenda Mashemeji Derby, which will carry more significance because ule mwenye atashinda ni kama ile game ya Arsenal na Man City. Ile ilichezwa juzi. Wale walishindwa ni kama wamepoteza kikombe. Ni kama, sijasema wamepoteza. Ni kama.
Aya.
Daily Nation.
The Standard, still the CS for Interior is on the front page of this newspaper. Vile tu yuko hapa kwa Daily Nation. But this time,
mambo tofauti.
Mambo tofauti. Playing clever. Goon's paradise. When he appeared before members of parliament yesterday, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen either misunderstood his brief or, as a lawyer is, preferred ambiguity that let him dodge responsibility. Now, tasked with overseeing security, he pointed fingers everywhere, but at the office he leads. He branded some lawmakers warlords, quote unquote, cast governors as sponsors of crime, and accused the judiciary of leniency towards gangsters. Yet he named no suspects, pursued no ringleaders, and offered no clear evidence of decisive enforcement against the criminals. Now, Mount Elgon MP, Fred Kapondi, is quoted here, and he says it is very clear that you have all the solutions and all that remains is implementation. For instance, you know those that are funding the goons, by not flagging their names, you are perpetuating the problem. He said our politicians, kila mtu yuko na bouncer. And these bouncers now ndo goons.
And he knows it.
And he knows it.
He's in charge of Interior, so he's in charge of all the security agencies, either way. So he knows all these things.
Yes.
But has done nothing till now.
Si ni bouncers tu.
So kama yeye anakuja tu complain like everyone else, nani atasaidia nani?
Ni wewe, ni nyinyi sasa wenye nimekuja mbele yenu muone venye mta drop your bouncers so that we can have order in the country, because it's your bouncers who are doing whatever.
And I as a CS for Interior cannot do anything about it.
Yes, because it's you. Nyinyi ndio mko na wao, nyinyi ndio mmewaweka, mnawalipa.
Ndio bana anaambiwa playing clever hapo.
Yes.
Anajua ukweli lakini hakuna kitu anafanya.
That's what that story is about. It has been captured extensively on page 4 of the Standard this morning. On page 2, no one claims credit for flopped Gen Z opposition-backed protest. Hii ni ilikuwa opposition-backed protest kweli.
And I think hapo ndio kuna misinformation, because according to what we heard, our opposition walisema they will call for mass protests starting next week.
Yes.
So they gave a date. I don't know why they were expected, and I've seen that expectation on a number of the papers, that they would show up yesterday. Ni wapi walisema watakuwa kwa street?
Lakini unajua mimi nimeona an opposition leader akisimama mahali kwa gari akisema Gen Z jamani mtusaidie.
Nyinyi endeni kwa street siku yenu, si tutakuja baada.
Hapana. Hii ni kuita, imagine these guys wakienda streets opposition, I'm 100% sure they don't intend to go there by themselves. Speak out.
Yes.
They're expecting Gen Zs to also show up.
Well, but let's be fair to them. Because they said they will call for mass protests.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
The issues are the same. High cost of living, hiking fuel prices and stuff like that. But they said they will call. They have not called.
They've not called.
Yes. So why are journalists expecting them to show up yesterday?
Kurudisha mkono.
But they did not say they would be there.
They did not say, but I expect you nikikuja na mkate ulete chai. Yes, that story is on page 2.
Okay.
Parents says I pour for listing shot minor as dead. Oh, wow. That's another story on page 3, that Michael Odongo told court he saw his daughter's name among the dead while watching the director of public prosecutions on television. So Odongo said that the child is alive and a survivor of police brutality. It's giving the other time when the president asked if that Kitengele boy who was shot, was it 17 times, was still alive.
The question is that kuna mtu alikuwa anauliza, because they're saying they're going to compensate some of these people. Who came up with the list? I would really want to know who came up with the list, what criteria they used. If at all they're coming up with names of people who are still alive, and they're saying these are the people who died, what exactly are they talking about? Yeah. Have they even gone a step further to establish whether these people are dead or alive? Yeah. Now make a co-official list, so probably that person is said to be compensated. And the person is alive. Interesting.
Hapo inakuwa mwechichi sasa. The Standard also captures that story on Kim. Tiveta closure leaves 10,000 Kim students stuck as learning halted. It's a story on page 11. It's a big story as well. On the back page, perfect chance for Man City to take control of title race. Hawa ndo wale walituonyesha dust. And that's the Standard.
All right. That question on opposition leaders failing to show up yesterday for the protest is what is the main headline on the front page of the Star today. So they say Gachagua and Kalonzo missing as police arrest protesters. Mimi sijui ni wapi Kalonzo na Gachagua walisema watakuwa kwa street. I think there's a lot of misreporting today. Yeah?
Okay.
Opposition chiefs keep safe distance. Fine, that's true. They kept away, leaving young generals to face the music. So why were they expected to show up? Had they promised to show up yesterday? And why are journalists expecting them to show up? Wale walisema they'll call for mass protests. They will call. Hawaja call. So hii story iko on page 2. Kuna picha nyingi za watu wakishikwa. Kuna mwingine hapa alikuwa ameenda protests na suti. Sasa anawekwa kwa lori na suti yake. Yeah. Opposition chiefs keep a safe distance and leave young generals to face the music. All right. Alarm as new census puts number of dogs at 7 million. That's a survey. Kenya is home to about 7.46 million dogs roaming its towns and villages. A new national survey shows. Uko kwenye wanahitaji zile mbwa zenye hazina nyumbani kwao, zinazungukanga tu kila mahali.
Bosco.
Bosco. Na Simba. Motina, ingine nilisikia mahali kwingine wanaita Motina. They're about 7 million.
Yetu actually ilikuwa inaitwa Rex.
7.4 million. That's about 7.5 million dogs. Zinakimbia tu huko. Anyway. Murkomen alleges governors are running goon departments. That's a question people are asking. He told members of the National Assembly this yesterday. And if at all you know, as a CS Interior, that governors are doing this, what have you done as the Interior CS? That's a question going back to him. Yeah. Kule ndani wana mambo gani ingine sasa? Very interesting stories hapa. Wako na ile gossip column. Top water farms face EACC probe as MPs flag 15 billion shilling loss. I'm told most of these water companies for major towns, they don't even own the water sources that they run. Like even in Nairobi Water does kidogo sana. Athi Water does more for Nairobi. Poll agency plans foolproof network for 2027 election is another story. Remember, we are counting down to the end of that mass voter registration drive that began at the end of last month. Watu wamejiregister kweli?
Inaisha April 28th.
Yes, inaisha yani next week.
Next week, yes.
Watu wameimba hapa wako kadi, wewe uko na kadi ya kupiga kura. Je, umejisajili kama piga kura? Hapo ndio swali. Ama at least, even if you had registered earlier, have you confirmed your details?
Yes.
That you are indeed a registered voter? Yeah? Siku zinaenda kuisha.
Confirm kama pia uko na ile voting. Inaitwanga wapi? Pale kwenye hiyo room ambapo unaenda kuvote. Shule.
Polling station ile.
Polling station, right.
Unaweza enda kupiga kura siku hiyo ambayo hapana, wewe sio hapa. Ukiangalia unajipata huko.
Kwa runda huko kwenye land na kwa grab it.
And that's the Star. Fresh, independent, different. Grab yourself a copy for only 60 shillings here in Kenya.
Taifa Leo, padri na shehe kutetea Makenzi. Hii ni ile habari ya Shakahola. Mhubiri huyo tata ameambia koti kuwa atawaita waadhiri Daktari Evelyn Asala, Daktari Marian Kalsi na Nelson Sitonik ili kutoa fasiri za kitaalamu kuhusu kesi inayomkabili. Aidha, amewaita viongozi wa kidini wanaojumuisha Padri Felix Atinda wa Katoliki na shehe ambaye bado hajataja. Huyu shehe ni Sheikh nafikiri. Kule juu anasema kwamba mshukiwa mkuu wa mauaji ya Shakahola amewaita wahadhiri, kasisi wa Katoliki, Sheikh na mwanasaikolojia kutestify. Na kwa nini hawakumbushi wa Kenya jina lake? Huyu anaitwa Paul Mackenzie. Hiyo habari hapo ya protest pia imezungumziwa katika ukurasa wa mbele. Kionjo cha hasira ya mafuta ni kionjo tu, Taifa Leo wanaita hivyo. Vitokezi zaidi, Man City kupita Arsenal wakishinda Burnley leo. Wana nafasi ya kufikisha alama 70 katika EPL na kuwazidia Gunners kwa magoli. Kwa katika ukurasa wa 20 habari hiyo.
Hey.
Inaitwa mpira ya wazungu.
Mpira ya wazungu inatupea pressure. Kaa
chonjo, mafuriko njiani. Idara ya utabiri wa hali ya hewa yasema mvua kubwa inatarajiwa kunyesha kuanzia leo hadi Aprili tarehe 27, ambayo inaweza kuandamana na upepo mkali, mafuriko ya ghafla na hata radi. Sasa kaa chonjo. Boda huripoti wizi feki wa pikipiki kuhepa mikopo. Oh wow. Uchunguzi wa baini baadhi ya waliopata pikipiki kwa mkopo wanavyozificha kisha kudai zimeibiwa.
Aha. Ndo wasilipe.
Wasilipe pole pole. Asimalizie. Kuna habari hapa, KUSPS ya waonya wazazi. Ni KUCCPS, ile ya wanafunzi wahitimu.
Waliita jina ngumu. Siku zetu ilikuwa tu jab. Shirika la uteuzi wa kozi na vyuo vikuu lalalamika wazazi kuwapa watoto shinikizo. Wazazi mnaambia mtoto anataka kusoma education, mnamwambia enda ufanye medicine, analemewa, anawacha shule katikati. Sasa hakuna ni kwenye anaweza jisaidia. Sasa KUSPS inawawarn hapo. Na vile vile ile habari ya Murkomen na Sudi katika sakata ya unyakuzi ya ardhi ni habari imezungumziwa katika ukurasa wa pili wa gazeti hili, gazeti la Taifa Leo. Tukiangazia gazeti la People Daily today, how reality is forcing Ruto's retreat. They say amid mounting pressure in the wake of escalating fuel prices and a deepening cost of living crisis, observers say the president is beginning to look politically constrained, if not outright on the defensive. Remember, he had made quite a number of promises in his manifesto, in the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, but mambo inageuka. Mambo ugeuka. Semanga, you always have a plan until you're punched in the face. Ulikuwa umesema tutafanya hivi, tutafanya hivi, Strait of Hormuz happens. Sasa mambo inapenduka. That's what is there on the story on page 4. Stuck in the muddle, they call it. So, President, who's in Italy right now, inakani kama mambo imemgeukia. 17 months, no, not 17 months, 14 months for that next election. Pale Senate report reveals a 15.6 billion shilling loss as water farms near collapse. Na kuna the triple border turbine at Mandera. That's a story on County Watch, page 13 of the People Daily. That's the People Daily today.
All right, Business Daily. Multinationals start wiring 42 billion shillings NSC dividends. Vodacom sets the pace with 13.6 billion shillings Safaricom pay, and shareholder returns to conglomerates jump to 11.7%. All right, the apparent firms will start receiving the billions of shillings from Tuesday, a boost to the multinationals who have also seen their shares gain at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Na wako hapa wote, Peter Ndego of Safaricom CEO, Jen Karuku of EABL, and Abdi Mohamed of Absa Bank. Borrowers face fresh checks before digital loan limit raises. That banks and digital lenders will have to review borrowers' financial ability afresh before reviewing their loan limits upwards under fresh draft rules aimed at curbing predatory lending. Financial regulators, including the CBK and the Sacco Society Regulatory Authority, that is SASRA, say lenders will have to evaluate borrowers' income, expenses, and assets afresh before upgrading their loan limit. This is interesting because tunaona sasa the rise of Shylock, and digital lending apps are at our disposal. So currently banks and digital lenders increase borrowers' limits based on repayment of previous loans without checking on the borrower's ability to service the new facility.
Yes. Last week, the CBK, the central bank, approved 30 more digital lenders. So wamekuwa wengi pia. Wamekuwa
wengi, yes. Interest nayo pia haicheki na wewe. On the ticker, why regulator revoked Kim diplomas and permits. That's another story on page 2. Non-tax revenue drops as e-citizen windfall fades. And finally, court faults life-saving medicines license cancellations. The High Court has quashed a decision by the state's PPB, that is Pharmacy and Poison Sport, to cancel a pharmaceutical company's license for the manufacture of distribution of 40 life-saving medicines on claims of counterfeiting. That's the Business Daily.
Right, so those are the local dailies. Let's cross the border and take a look at what's headlining in our neighboring countries. And we start off in Uganda, Kampala. The Daily Monitor today talks about URA's $10 million question. So a revelation by URA, which is Uganda, the equivalent of KRA in Uganda, that it recovered $10 million. It's about 37 billion Ugandan money, smuggled through Entebbe Airport, and has come under scrutiny after sources at the aviation security, which combines civilian and military intelligence, told this, the publication they were unaware of the discovery. Jamaa anapita na $10 million kwa airport. Unajua kuna kuanga na cap of how much cash you can enter a country with. Lakini lazima money launderers wanakuwa kila mahali. So at what point did URA contact security before handing over the money to the Bank of Uganda? Why did URA reveal the whistleblower's identity and not the suspects? So ule jamaa alipiga firimbi kuhusu hiki kitu ndo amejulikana, lakini the suspect hawasemi ni nani. Anyway, that is Uganda Daily Monitor. Still in Uganda, let's take a look at the New Vision. This one talks about matters education there on the front page. A-level. Experts propose mix of arts and sciences. The same debate we're having in Kenya with the CBE and how pathways will work for our learners is the same that we're getting in Uganda. So we're to conference, they come up with one nice education system in East Africa, such that I can go to Tanzania or Uganda and still receive the same level of education that I can get in Kenya. So NCDC wants new system for subjects combination. Curriculum pia maswala hayo. A lupo flags of vehicles for districts for extension services. Another story there, but matters education given prominence in Uganda, na hiyo pesa ambayo ilipita kwa border Entebbe Airport. Tukiingia Tanzania, moment of truth, they ask. This is the front page of The Citizen. So the Commission of Inquiry that investigated violence incidents linked to the October 29 last year elections is tomorrow expected to hand over its final report to President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Ile inaitwa Judge Chande. He's the chairman, Mohamed Chande Othman. Ile vita ilikuwa huko 29th of October after the elections. The report is out kesho. How Samia plans to empower food vendors across Tanzania. Hapa anaonekana ameshika mitungi ya gesi anawapatia. Gazeti la The Citizen. The other paper there in Tanzania is Mwananchi. Habari ni ile pale, wanasema ripoti ya Jaji Chande kugusa maeneo haya. Mwenyekiti abainisha sura yake itakavyokuwa, aeleza mambo ambayo wameagusia na ambayo hawatagusa kuwasilisha kesho kwa rais. So ripoti ile ya mambo yaliyotokea baada ya uchaguzi mkuu kule Tanzania Oktoba mwaka jana, ripoti ile iko tayari, itakuwa ikipatiwa Rais Suluhu Hassan hapo kesho. Na hiyo ndio habari ambayo imepewa kipaumbele kule Tanzania. Turejelee hapa nchini tuangazie masuala ya karakacha sasa, na tunaanza na karakacha gani?